Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I will be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. We are coming to you today, Monday, August 26th, 2019, from Studio E behind the purple door. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a great show in store for you. More on that in just a second. I want to remind everybody right off the bat how you can find us. We're at WNCT.com. Click the East Daily Download tab. You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And use the hashtag East Daily Download. We'd love to see your videos. Send in questions for Q&A with AQ. You can also email us at download@WNCT.com. Now, coming up in today's show, we're going to go to the Pelletier House in Onslow County in this week's Living Local. We're going to go behind the scenes with entertainment tonight of Hobbs and Shaw. That'll be great and exciting. We're also going to have a really neat profile piece that we're going to do all week long. We have a 5-part series about the Ronald McDonald House. We're going to take you behind the scenes, introduce you to some families, introduce you to workers. It's a really good thing. It's really helpful to the community. We want you to know more about it. But coming up right now, WNCT 9 Your Side anchor Ken Watling is going to head out of the building and go to the Tarboro Brewing Company and this week's People and Places. Let's hit the road.
It's been incredible watching how many people come from all over the place.
And what they're coming for is craft beer, brewed inside this old car dealership in downtown Tarboro.
It's a great place. I mean, it's helping revitalize downtown.
This is a very family-friendly spot.
The spot is Tarboro Brewing Company. The name is simple, but it means a lot to owner Inez Ribostello.
I love Tarboro so much. I'm kind of obnoxious about Tarboro.
How does one get in the beer business in Tarboro, North Carolina?
Well, my husband and I are both wine people, but you're not going to grow grapes in Tarboro.
And Inez and her husband bought the building back in 2008, not knowing what it would become. But the focus turned to beer after seeing the big business breweries were doing in other towns in eastern North Carolina.
We'd been watching what Duck Rabbit had done for Farmville, and then watched what Mother Earth was doing for Kinston.
And after securing investors, fundraising, and receiving grant money, the brewery opened in early 2016. First a brewing and canning operation to sell their beer statewide. Then a few months later came the tap room.
People will travel for beer. Yep. That's been really great. And Greenville is so good to us, Roanoke Rapids.
But it's those from Tarboro who make this place what it is. People like Michael Harris and his family.
You know, it's one of the things a lot of people don't think about, you know, having a family with, you know, going out and, you know, having a beer. But they've really been able to pull it together and really make a family atmosphere. And, you know, it's a safe place. You feel, happy that the kids can come and play games and have fun. But yet you can still have some adult time.
We were not planning to do a tap room, right. But in the 6 years that it took us to get open, the landscape had changed very much, and the amount of breweries in North Carolina alone had tripled.
To go along with the beer and the games in the tap room is the food.
The food truck scene is fantastic.
A different food truck almost every day.
This really has opened up the door for people here to try, you know, Korean food or New Orleans, you know, food, or, you know, different types of cuisine that maybe they wouldn't try before.
But at the end of the day, it's the beer that keeps bringing them here.
The beer is really good, which always helps, but you know, I just love, you know, it's really nice getting together with old friends and catching up.
We're flattered and we're honored and we're humbled by people visiting.
Now downloading Meltivational Monday.
If you're waiting for the right time to go back to school, here's your first lesson. There is no right time. There's only right now. You're never too old to get your degree, and it is never too late to go for your dreams. So start late, start scared, start again. Please, just start.
This is a show about real people, real stories, real world advice.
Your tools are saving my family.
I felt like I believed in myself for the first time in a long time.
I want to teach people the power that's locked inside them.
Oh my God.
And unleash it and live the life they've always dreamt of.
Go get what you want, go get what you want. Mel Robbins has changed my life, and she does need to be on television.
Hello and welcome back to the East Daily Download here on Eastern North Carolina CW. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope your day's off to a great start. Now, coming up in a little bit in our Living Local, we are going to go to Onslow County to the Pelletier House, which is the oldest standing structure there. We are going to also go behind the scenes with Entertainment Tonight to look at the new movie Hobbs and Shaw, part of the Fast and Furious franchise. But coming up right now, and I'm really excited about this, and I think that all of us are, to share this with you. The Ronald McDonald House, which is an amazing organization, does incredible work. We're having a 5-part series. Today's part 1. We're taking you into the house, introducing you employees and families, people who really benefit from this organization. So let's hit the road and go to the Ronald McDonald House right now.
My name is Melissa Wheelton, and I'm the Development Director for the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina. One of the new initiatives that we have started in the house is our Family Services Program. And for years, our house has been able to host bingo and McDonald's night. We've offered some pet therapy, but we've really begun to focus on the self-care for our families. Our families are really facing lots of stressful challenges while they're with us, and they need to have some respite and relief. And we have, in February, created a family services program that allows us to bring activities to the house every night of the week. This year, we were fortunate enough to receive a $50,000 grant through AbbVie and RMHC Global called the Remarkable Impact Grant, and those dollars allow us to create a long-lasting family services program within our house. And that grant will allow us to expand this program from providing some outside equipment as far as basketball goals or indoor equipment related to fitness, wellness. We can provide some more nutritional meals, having some healthy food choices, different things for our families that allow for that emotional and physical self-care. We're very excited about what this program will become.
If your business would like to be featured in our new show, The East Daily Download, contact Joe Bullard at 252-355-8520 or jbullard at WNCT.com today and watch The East Daily Download weekdays at 7 on Eastern North Carolina CW.
When a crop gets diseased, it can spread through a field like this very quickly. So farmers have to know what's wrong with their plants really, really fast. But traditional methods of disease detection can take quite some time. But now NC State has come up with something that can do that job a whole lot quicker.
The device literally smells disease.
This is a leaf from a tomato plant, and when it's diseased, it will actually give off gases. And they've put part of a tomato plant leaf into this tube right here. Explain why it's in this tube and what you're going to do with it.
So we basically try to accumulate the volatiles from the plants in a sealed container for about 15 minutes.
Once enough gas is collected, a device attached to the back of a cell phone is used to suck air into a chamber where it's analyzed. The gas reacts with this tiny paper strip coated with chemical dots. The dots change color based on the disease affecting the plant. The farmer then uses the cell phone to take a magnified picture of the strip, which is then used to help determine the chemicals needed to treat the crops.
You want to know whether it's a bacterial infection or fungal infection or other type of infection, so that will guide your treatment steps.
Right now the device only works on potato leaves and tomato leaves, but they are developing sensors which will work with other crops.
The idea for the sensor came after researchers discovered that diseased plants give off certain gases.
The leaf is breathing.
Currently, farmers either guess what's wrong with their crops or they can send a sample to a clinical lab where it can take weeks to figure out the problem. By the time the results come back, the disease could have ruined an entire field of crops.
The device is still about a year or two away from actual use by farmers, but once it's put into play, not only will it mean cheaper vegetables and produce for you because the farmers won't have so much waste in the field, but also it'll be better for the environment because less chemicals will be applied.
I'm Kevin Frazier. Coming up, Hobbs & Shaw is the gut-busting, thrill-packed spin-off of the Fast and Furious franchise that defies the laws of physics from start to finish.
Hey, welcome back to the East Daily Download here in Eastern North Carolina, CW. Coming up in a minute, we're going to go down to Onslow County for Living Local at the Pelletier House. But right now, Entertainment Tonight is going to take us behind the scenes of the new Hobbs & Shaw movie. This is pretty exciting. Let's take a look. Let's hit the road with this.
I'm Kevin Frazier. Just when you thought the Fast and Furious franchise couldn't get any wilder or better, its first spin-off, Hobbs & Shaw, kicks us all into overdrive.
In every Fast and Furious movie, you have to defy gravity every once in a while. I think that's very important. And we do that in spades. I spent a lot of time on the back of this, and this is that famous shot that is so absurd, by the way, where I'm holding this end of the chains, I'm holding the helicopter.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's crazy. I have waited my entire career to have fight scenes like this that are raging and savage and primal.
But this is a Fast and Furious spin-off after all, so you know it's got some great cars and a very special motorcycle.
We have a bike in the film that has just one of the most magic moments.
Hobbs & Shaw are played by Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, and even though they were on the opposite team the last time they were on screen, this time they have to play nice.
It is a family story and about these two guys who just can't get on and in the end sort of find each other.
You think I'm stupid? Of course I think you're stupid.
I think it's a love story between those two, really.
Because of the adrenaline, someone gets clocked, someone twists their back, someone does something. A lot of the time it's the poor old stuntmen. So we can never moan. We have to keep our mouths shut because they're the ones that are getting hit hard.
Oh, there he is. I got him. No, I got him. I got him.
For Entertainment Tonight, I'm Kevin Frazier.
This is about Tennessee history.
Best-selling author Fawn Weaver is an unlikely force in Tennessee whiskey country.
Just 2 weeks ago, these were all horse stalls.
In less than 3 years, she's launched Uncle Nearest and raised about $20 million to take over the whiskey's production and turn this horse farm into a distillery.
You went from reading a story in the International Times to becoming the first female, the first of color person to run a major whiskey or spirit brand.
Yeah, overall, period.
It's her way of honoring the man known to some as the godfather of Tennessee whiskey.
If you want to appreciate jazz, you better know who Louis Armstrong was. And if you want to appreciate American whiskey, you should know who Nathan Nearest Green was.
He all died.
Jeffrey Wright from HBO's Westworld feels so passionately about preserving Green's story
Nearest Green was a slave here.
that he made a short film to honor him. In the late 1850s, a farm owner's slave known as Nearest Green started working with a young orphan named Jack Daniel.
We just need to know stories like this because it smashes the lies.
There is no known photograph of Nearest Green, but this is his son George, sitting right next to Jack Daniel. A black man and a white man sitting side by side at a deeply divided time in the deep American South.
Now downloading Medical Minute.
Music may help calm a patient's anxiety before a procedure. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found music can have some of the same effects as a sedative does before some procedures. Data shows anxiety before surgery is common and can raise stress hormone levels, which impact recovery. We know diabetes increases the risk of heart failure, but now a new study finds women with both type 1 and type 2 diabetes are at a much greater risk. The International Diabetes Federation estimates 415 million adults worldwide have diabetes. Nearly 200 million are women. And more needs to be done to prevent and treat dental decay around the world. That's according to a new series in The Lancet. Tooth decay, gum disease, and oral cancers affect 3.5 billion people around the world, but researchers say these serious health issues are largely ignored by the health community. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Now downloading Living Local.
Well, overlooking the New River sits a hidden gem known as the Pelletier House. It's the oldest structure in Jacksonville that has been standing for more than 160 years. The Pelletier House was built in the 1850s and 60s. It was constructed by Rufus Pelletier, a county commissioner, a magistrate, and a one-time owner of a turpentine distillery. Pelletier at one point expanded the home. He raised his daughter, who was the last resident in the home, in the 1950s. Unfortunately, the house was damaged by fires around that time. Eventually, the place was restored and is now acquired by the Onslow County Historical Society.
Our downtown has changed dramatically, and this house has witnessed that. It has been sort of the sentinel, and it has remained unchanged. It sat right here on this bluff for 160 years.
In the 450 square foot home lies a picture of what it looked like more than 50 years ago. Historical experts say the house tells the story of economics, architecture, and of the family who lived in the home. The Pelletier House has been entered in the National Register of Historic Places. People are able to get guided tours of the home by request. In Jacksonville, Camila Barco, 9 on your side.
5 years ago, there really wasn't much going on. Vacant buildings everywhere.
It's just growing a lot, and I love just the feel of this area. I love being a part of just the change that's happening.
The energy here, you can just feel it. Everybody supports each other.
The activity has surpassed sort of what we thought it would happen in the first 5 years.
And there's more coming, by the way.
I think it's going to continue to grow. We have other businesses that are planning to open up very soon, and I think there's just going to be more and more.
Now downloading Southern Stars.
We're in Winterville today to meet this week's Southern Star.
Colette Winkler volunteers much time meeting the needs of students in our community through a backpack ministry. She also is passionate about treating everyone as family.
We're here today to honor you, Colette. You are a Southern Star. Congratulations.
Colette is the most generous person that I know. She is, I've been with her for 15 years, and every day she surprises me. She does backpack for kids, and she works so hard at it. I mean, so hard. And she travels all over Eastern North Carolina to every store there is to get food to feed the kids.
Wow. I work with a group, and we have a Backpack Buddies program. We're packing right at about 100. So wonderful. We pack for Wintergreen Elementary here in Winterville. And then we also pack for another school out of our community that is really at risk. So we pack about 39 for them.
Colette, on behalf of Southern Stars and your servant's heart, we are honored to bless you with a $100 gift card. And we thank you for all you do to contribute to others in the community.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Exactly. And if you know someone in your community making it a brighter place, make your nomination as well. Go to WNCT.com/stars.
It's the Kelly Clarkson Show. Na, 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 na.
too much? Little much? The Kelly Clarkson Show.
There's always been a Kelly Clarkson Show. Now it's on TV.
Kelly Clarkson Show.
The Kelly Clarkson Show.
Coming this fall to WNCT 9 on your side.
Hey, we're back here on the East Daily Download. It is, oh hey, I was about to enjoy a hot dog because as you saw, it's National Hot Dog Day. But on second thought, I'll probably hold off until lunchtime. But enjoy a hot dog today because again, it's National Hot Dog Day. Thank you for joining us today. As always, you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Use the hashtag East Daily Download. Also, WNCT.com under the East Daily Download tab. We really do appreciate you watching and joining and following us on social media. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good one. Coming up Tuesday, when we hit the road on the East Daily Download, we'll take you to On the Square Restaurant in Down Eats. We'll go back to the Ronald McDonald House for part 2 of our 5-part profile of this great organization. First Alert meteorologist Marquise Mita combines his 2 great passions of weather and fitness as we introduce you to Weathering Fitness. All of this and a whole lot more is coming your way on Tuesday's edition of the East Daily Download here on Eastern North Carolina CW.